everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amberlynn. I read books and we talk about them. So today I want to talk about the last book that I read, Sometimes I Lie by Alice Feeney. This book was actually purchased at the Dollar Tree, so I expected it to be the Dollar Tree, quality, not that great. But I really do enjoy Alice Feeney. I'm going to get some more of her books because this book messed me up. I've never had a book hangover in my life. I didn't even know what it was. I've heard of it, but I didn't know. So to me, the book hangover is when I read a book and there's so much information to digest, so much things that you have to try to figure out that you have to, it takes a minute. You can't move on to the next book. Well, here's the thing. I need to move on to my next book. I haven't read another book in over a week and it's driving me crazy. So what I'm going to do is tell you about it. That way I can move on. So, one more thing about the book to me. For me, this book was an instant reread. So I read it and then and one day I read it and then the following day I reread it again. Because it was twists and things that took place that changed the way you should have been reading the book, if that makes sense. I'm not going to give too much on this one. I'm not going to spoil it at all. I do recommend this book. This is quickly top 5, I think. It's not super long. It's about 300 pages. Not even. About 259 pages. Your text is good size. Margin's good size. So it doesn't take very long to read. I think it's going to be about 8 hours to read it. So this is a psychological thriller. Your main character is Amber, which is one of the reasons I wanted the book, obviously. And a little bit about it. So let me see if I can talk about it without spoiling it. If I do spoil it, the title of this will say spoiler alert. So basically, Amber wakes up in a coma. That happens on page 1. And I was actually explaining this to my sister, and she said, wakes up in a coma. So she wakes up, and like if the doctor opens her eyes, she can see, and she can hear everything, and she can feel everything. So she's awake. She just can't, she's paralyzed even down to her eyelids. I don't know if you can be paralyzed to your eyelids. I'm sure you can because it's a muscle, but even down to her eyelids, she's paralyzed. She's got a breathing tube, and so yeah. Her body's not working, but her brain is awake. So this book is constructed with, like a set of 3 chapters. So you get one chapter and it starts off with the first one, that is Amber in the present day, in her body, things she hears. There's some stuff going on between her husband and her sister, which had me actually yelling at this book at one point, but there's some stuff going on between the sister and the husband. Amber doesn't know why she's in it because she doesn't know what happened. She has no memory of what happened. But she does start it by saying, let me see if I can find it real quick. She learned this technique when she was younger about if you want to start writing, start with 3. 3, like a list of 3. So this is the very first page of the book. It says, my name is Amber Reynolds. There are 3 things you should know about me. 1, I'm in a coma. 2, my husband doesn't love me anymore. 3, sometimes I lie. Just reading that gets me excited. So she doesn't believe that her husband loves her, and she thinks that he has something to do with why she's in this coma. Okay, so that's your first chapter, is Amber in her body. Your second chapter is, sometimes they alternate. So your second type of chapter that you get is a few days before your accident. So I think she went in a coma. It was either Christmas Day or Christmas Eve. I think it was Christmas Day. And it goes back to maybe December 20th. You get like maybe a week before she got into the coma. So you're learning exactly what happened, okay? And then you get a third type of chapter which explains which is a diary from when they're younger. I'm not going to say much about the diary for reasons. If you read the book, you know why I'm stopping. But so those are 3 chapters. I think she's 10 years old when the diary is written. Amber's 10 years old. So those are your 3 types of chapters, and it's pretty consistent. There's never 2 types of the same chapter in a row. Like, there's not one chapter where she's inside her body and then the very next chapter she's inside her body. Even though sometimes you want that because some stuff happens and then you have to read 2 more chapters to get back to it. But whenever you left the previous chapter, you were like, so you're still good. It's very easy read. There wasn't a lot of like repeating the same type of adjectives and adverbs. Y'all know I don't like that. It wasn't difficult in any way to read. This is 100% an adult book. I repeat, do not let a child read this book at all. I would be hesitant to let a teenager. I would not let my teenager read this book either. This is an adult book, y'all. Okay, so let me see if I left anything out. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of rambling, but I have to get this out. So you have, can I say this without spoiling it? No. There's another character that's in the book. It's a male character that's not her husband. When you read it, I can't remember his name at the moment. I'm not going to say any more about him because it would spoil some stuff. So, unfortunately, that's all I can tell you. I do give this book a 5-star. There was nothing I didn't like about it. Easy read. I read it fast. Couldn't put it down. The story was great. And at the end, and I mean the end of the first time I read it, I was like, what? Wait. What? Hold on. Well, how? So I just had to go back. I had to go back and reread it, which I'm really glad I did because I understand the story now. Some people don't like her writing. I will be getting, like I said, more Alice Feeney books, and I'll keep you updated. But I love this book. You know, like I said, everybody has their own opinion. Some people hate it. Some people like it. I'm just one of those ones that like it. But keep in mind, my favorite genre of movie is psychological thriller. So that could be why I like it too. Okay, I guess that's all I have to say about it. Thanks you guys for watching. Don't forget to check out those TBRs. Bye!